You go to meta.ai. I'm not logged in on purpose because I do not know whether they've actually fixed this or not. And I'm not even going to scroll down because there's some questionable material that I don't even know if I can show on stream. Meta.ai has this feed. I'll just scroll down a little bit. I think these are safe. Okay, there's a feed. And what this feed is, it's a public feed. You don't have to be logged in. I'll just stop here. I'll stop here because I'm concerned. This feed is public. I'm not logged in. You can see that there is a login button right up here. I'm not logged in. It's a public feed. People who ask meta.ai to generate images, who ask questions, who have voice conversations with the AI system. If you set your conversation to public, it will show up here. Last week, what happened? People were having very private conversations and were generating very private images, and it was showing up here in public. I cannot show some of the conversations. I can't go over some of the stuff I found. It's very personal and private. I will say that some of the stuff that I personally discovered while I was going through this, there were people who were asking things like, how do I'm not joking here. I have the evidence, okay? And Laughily on Twitch knows this. I have the evidence. There was somebody who was asking, what kind of music can I play in my car that would make it more likely for a young woman of Asian descent to be more accepting of a date with a much older man? Now, as funny as that sounds, right, that is a personal question that was being asked of the AI system. There were people who were using the AI system to sort through much more private information. For example, looking up personal injury lawyers because of personal injury issues. There were people who were trying to figure out how to work around legal issues with their family members. There were people who were having, I am not joking, they were having psychotic breakdowns. And you could tell based on what they were asking this AI system that they were mere moments away from causing bodily harm to real people. Okay. Before I go too deep into my opinion on it, let's cover some of the articles around this, right? Because I gave this some time to cook. I didn't want to cover it up front because I wanted to let some of it cook. I wanted to ensure that there was an opportunity for like Meta to have a response, for some news articles to cover it. The Meta AI app lets you discover people's bizarrely personal chats. Launched in April, the Meta AI platform offers a discover feed that includes user queries containing medical, legal, and other seemingly sensitive information. Here we go. What counties do younger women like older white men? I need details. I'm 66 and single. I'm from Iowa and open to moving to a new country if I can find a younger woman. Meta AI says you're looking for a fresh start and love in a new place. That's exciting. Mediterranean countries like Spain or Italy, or even countries in Eastern Europe. So the Discover tab was showing people's personal conversations. These things should have been personal by default. When Meta was asked to respond to these accusations, they said, it's something that you turn off during your conversation, which means that these people somehow turned it off. That's what Meta said. Meta blamed the user. They said, well, they must have turned off privacy mode and made it public because it's a switch. Except that some of these people had no idea what that even was. And Meta says by default, everything is private unless you turn it public, but that's clearly not the case. And I have proof of it, which I'm not willing to share on screen, maybe on a Discord chat or something. If you guys want to do, type in !Discord and join Discord. Maybe we'll do like a fun little thing later this week and we'll go over some of the stuff I found. It might be a funny thing. There is, let me go down here. Shortage. Okay. One user asked the AI chatbot to provide a format for terminating a renter's tenancy, while another asked it to provide an academic warning notice that provides personal details, including the school's name. Another person asked about their sister's liability and potential corporate tax fraud in a specific city using an account that ties to an Instagram profile that displays a first and last name. Someone else asked it to develop a character statement to a court, which also provides a myriad of personally identifiable information both about the alleged criminal and the user himself. There are medical questions, including people's struggles with bowel movements, asking for help with their hives, inquiring about a rash on their inner thighs. One user told Meta AI about their neck surgery and included their age and occupation in the prompt. A lot of these individuals appear to have a public Instagram profile, so you can tell who they are. There was one person that we found where somebody was saying, what would happen to my genitalia, my male genitalia, if I applied a very, very hot heat pack to it for a prolonged period of time? There was one person who said, what happens if I've been flushing, laughingly, you'll have to remind me, I've been flushing trout down the sink or down the toilet or something and it's clogged. I don't know, something like that. What do I do then? There's like a leak or like the pipe bursts or something crazy like that. So people were absolutely asking. There was one where somebody was at a work convention. They were having a voice conversation with Meta AI here, and their wife was out of town. And during this convention, you can hear the talking in the background. They were asking Meta AI, look, I have this person named so-and-so who works with me. My wife's out of town and I don't feel like she's paying much attention to me anymore. But this person I work with, she's constantly helping me. She's constantly right there, right by my side, helping me through work. And I think that she wants to have a relationship with me. Should I do it? And then the AI would say like whatever it said. And then the person would say, are you sure that this isn't public? Can my wife see this? And the AI would go, no. Yeah, there was one of a girl who was trying to get her nudes turned into an anime. Yes. So then this next article, the Meta AI app is a privacy disaster. So again, it just goes into some of the other things that were found as part of the public feed. There was an audio recording of a man in a southern accent asking, hey Meta, why do some farts stink more than other farts? People have been asking for help with tax evasion. If their family members would be arrested for their proximity to white-collar crimes, or how to write a character reference letter for an employee facing legal troubles, with people's first and last name included. There were requests with prompts, with people's home addresses and court details. And so you can see, I'm just going to leave this up. Actually, you know what? Let me zoom in a little bit. It doesn't zoom in very much, but here. Pregnant big belly Mark Zuckerberg getting married to a bug. Dealing with red bumps on your inner thigh. Goku celebrates Russia Day in Moscow with fireworks. And it continues. Heartfelt character letter for something from a supervisor. I'm not shallow. You don't like a nice rack? Couldn't be me. Nice rack and booty are definitely perks. Just post on all the Cougars' Facebook accounts or something for me. They can text me. So this guy literally was asking Meta.ai to post on Cougars' Facebook groups so he could get laid. Super Mario divorce, etc. Okay. Now, here's the problem. Do you honestly think that if people use these AI systems and pass along private, personal, confidential, business, legal, or otherwise deeply secure, let's call it secure information, to an AI system, do you honestly believe that these companies, first of all, don't have access to all of this personal information as you continue to use AI more and more and more? And do you honestly believe, secondarily, that these companies do not use this personal information to build out profiles of individuals and groups sliced up by location, ethnicity, other types of backgrounds. People just willingly give these AI systems a bunch of personal and psychological information, including company confidential information and otherwise. Do you honestly are you so naive to think that these companies don't know this and they don't access it and they don't build stuff and make decisions based on the information that people so willingly provide? Of course they do. Don't be stupid. Don't be daft. Of course they do. All of this deeply personal, deeply private information ends up in the hands of the people who operate these AI companies. They know how you think. They know why you think it. They know how your neighbors think. They know how your city thinks. They know how your state thinks. They know how your country thinks. And you pay for it. That's the ultimate kicker. They have made it so that you pay to give them all the power in the world, more power than they've ever seen before. If you thought it was bad enough that you posted on social media in private groups between your family members, and you posted things, you had conversations, you had direct messages or private messages, you're using WhatsApp, you're using Facebook, whatever it is, if you thought your personal information was accessible then, imagine now what it's like when you're no longer talking to a human being. I want you to think about this. You are now talking to a system where you can, in some cases, be even more open with that system than a human being. There are things that people tell an AI system that they would never tell another human being ever. They're deeply personal and private. So this kind of information is not just more prevalent or more accessible by people who operate these companies. It is now far deeper. There are far fewer pieces of your private life or other people's private lives that are now behind closed doors because you are more willing to engage with a nondescript, non-human system and just kind of get your stuff out there into the ethos, let's say. Stuff you would never tell another human being. This is a very, very disastrous road that we're headed towards, and people are buying into it. And this goes directly in line with, I believe, the episode 65 or episode 64 of the Daily Tech News stream, where I ended the stream on a very kind of depressing article where people with psychological issues use these AI systems, and these AI systems are so sycophantic that they play into the psychological issues and manipulate people with psychological issues to further deepen their psychological issues, with some people 404ing by cop on purpose because they get so deep into the rabbit holes that AI plays them into. This is very, very bad.